still can't get over the fact that I beat the final boss of Trip Story in one go. But now it's on to the last story. Hey guys, it's Gum here, and we are back for more Sonic Superstars. And last time we just finished up Trip's story, and this time we'll be doing the last story, which shouldn't take too long. This is just a Supersonic boss fight, and that's it. But of course, we do have some cutscenes here, and it's a giant dragon, and go super. Oh, you put that in the shop, but I don't want to go in the shop, and yeah, we're Supersonic here, and only have the first two zones, and yeah, you can just go around this whole world of Supersonic for as long as you want. There's no ring count, but of course we want to go and just select this to start the final boss. So, yeah, this fight operates. Your controls are pretty similar to what the Super Mania's final boss was, but of course, the way you attack him is gonna be different. Like, one thing I recommend you do: always try to go for rings, cause the rings don't pop up as much as before. And whenever you see Knuckles or Tails fly by, fly towards them, and they will leave like a little trail of rings that you can collect. And on rare occasions, since Trip in her dragon form will fly by, and you can get, I think, 20 rings from her, but I don't remember. I never got able to get Trip to show up whenever I did this boss fight, so I am not sure how it works. But those holes right there, instant kill if you touch them. And you can dash with the A button, but it drains 5 rings, so I recommend not doing it. And yeah, so luckily this guy only has one instant kill move, and that's those black holes that I just mentioned. And these meteors here, you want to hit the blue ones, and that'll damage him. Yeah. Yeah, so I just recommend just going for rings and nothing more. Avoiding attacks as much as you can, but just go for rings. That's really the best thing I can describe here, because the thing I recommend here, just because rings aren't as forgiving, aren't being as handed out to you as much as other Supersonic boss fights do. And oh no, I didn't get the extra set of rings from Knuckles there, but as we're going through this fight, I do want to mention a couple other things about the Fang fight, final boss of Trip's story. He's but yeah, well, what you want to do with this part is get through as fast as you. No! Well, yeah, that's what you want to do. The only time you really want to use the dash is if you're getting sucked into the black holes, just dash out. That's the only time I would recommend using them. But yeah, as I was saying, the final boss of Trip's story, there were a couple things I wanted to mention about the fight. I was saving for like its own video, but since I knock it out in one go, I might as well just mention it here. So like, there are tons of people, a good amount of people out there who haven't beaten that fight, which is crazy to me. I mean, not like totally crazy, because I can see why but yeah. It's just because on how hard that fight is with so much of its instant kill moves. I may have made that fight look easy, but believe me, it's not as easy as I made it look. No. There. That's what you want to do during that section there, is with all the black holes, is just charge into them as fast as I can. I didn't get them the first time around because I was playing it like kind of safe with the black holes, and give me those rings. But yeah. And yeah, if there's anything else I want to mention about that fight. It's yeah. I was hoping they would patch it out a checkpoint in one of the patches. They would patch in a checkpoint for that fight, but no, they never did. And I also find it so crazy that, well, the two hardest things I've had to deal with in like the two hardest things I had to deal with in like the hardest thing I had to deal with in Sonic Superstars and the hardest thing I had to deal with in Mario Wonder, I managed to knock out like a section of the get through those things so easily. Like the final phase of part of the badge marathon in Mario Wonder, I knocked out that final section on my first try and even made a short out of it. I don't think I'm gonna do the same thing with Sonic Superstars here, because that fight took like just one attempt alone only took like 8 minutes to do it, and that was pretty easy there. Avoided all the black holes. Then, and yeah, if there's anything I want to say about this fight, that I think this fight doesn't do a good job of conveying on what you're supposed to do to hit him. Well, okay, maybe not that. That's not entirely true, because like with the meteors falling down, okay, that hit the blue ones. I can figure that out pretty quickly, but yeah, it's mainly just the last hit that's the issue. But I'll get to that. But we'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, out of the two fights, I prefer this or the Fang fight. Honestly, I prefer this fight. Sure, it does drag on quite a bit, but I can accept that because it's the final boss. That should be. I feel like that should be the case. Well, for a final boss, you should take some time to do, longer than the average boss fight. And there we go. Now on to phase 2. And the good news is that those black holes he shoots out are gone. There are no more. Which you think there would be for Knuckles in the cutscene. But I don't get any of the rings, unfortunately. But you think the black holes would be on the second phase and not the first one, but I'm honestly glad about that. And now he has his move with his hands here, which you have to stop at like the right time and then charge into them to damage him. But oh yeah, shoots out a giant circle with a hole in it, aka a donut. And yeah, instead of having black holes, he instead shoots out fireballs. Oh. And I missed. The rings, because I was moving faster than the rings were coming towards me. There. So, let's see. Here, what next? Well, for the next. I think eventually, yeah, he starts sending out 2 hands here. And what is he? Is that you like that hand enemy in Mario 64? Oh, nope. They also. Grab some rings. And you're definitely going to need a lot of rings for the final hit. Is because. I'll say this now. What you have to do at the end is you need a good amount of rings in order to finish the fight off. Because if you don't have enough rings, you have to redo the whole fight. And right, you have to hit him in the gut and not. And of course, you had, or is that hit him in the head, but it didn't count. I had to hit him in the gut. Yeah, hey, there's Knuckles. Where are you? I could really use some rings now. And yeah, the timing they come is kind of random. Oh, there's Knuckles. Let me get all those rings, and helps quite a bit. but it's not enough. It's never enough rings. And now, wow, right away. Come on, that should have counted. Man, it's not. I don't know why. I don't know why it was like that. Oh, give me rings, okay. Yeah, I'm just more focused on getting rings than trying to attack him, honestly, because whenever keep a good amount of rings, and you don't have to worry about getting a time over, because I don't think that's a thing here. Yeah. Doesn't help that there are no rings during this part here. There. Okay, I got you. Well, maybe there are rings, but they're just few and far between. Why are they not counting? Come on, I'm near them. They should come towards me. Oh man, why are the rings? See, this is why I would say prioritizing grabbing rings is because you barely get any around these parts. And your best bet's really just to rely on tails and knuckles for rings. Okay, good. Give me those rings. And yeah, we're coming up to the last hit here, which I think, yeah, we are, but I don't think I have enough rings for it. So, oh god, yeah, I'm not getting this. Ah man, what was the button here? Ah man, fortunately I have to do that fight again. Yeah, don't take any time on this fight here, but don't please give me a hit on him. Got him, and now I'm on the phase 2 now. I have a lot more rings this time. Oh wait, okay, I'm on the last hit now, so. Oh man, what was you had to do here? Okay, there. So you had to press the lock on, press A at the right time with that, but you have to hold it is the key. Ah man, that time, there's no problems that there's no lock on cursor that shows up after that one. Oh, that was way too early. But I guess the other thing I could do is just avoid it. Oh, that was way early. See, like this last hit here is the problem. It doesn't tell you, give you the right time to avoid it. Ah, come on. Grab those rings. So I'm just gonna avoid this one. Ah, I'm at the edge of the screen here, so I couldn't move any further. What was I supposed to do to avoid that? Problem is that there's no moving there. Yeah, man. And the worst part is the rings stop spawning normally throughout that. Yeah. Fuck 100 rings, because I was just focusing on collecting rings. Okay, well, I'm back here now, and I'm gonna try something else here. Oop. Hold on, let me grab rings. Yeah, so you're supposed to tap the button at the right time, not hold it. That's what it is. Oh, way too early, but the only problem I have is that if you mess it up, you can't move out of the way. You're forced to get hit. So unless there's a pattern to it on what I have to do. Yeah, there's no icon there. And wait, was that? Oh, I missed freaking Knuckle. Seriously, I pressed the button. Come on. Hey, it's just this last hit here. See, look, that doesn't make sense though. I pressed the button at the right time, but it doesn't count. Really wish I practiced this before. Okay, well at least I got rings now. What am I supposed to... Okay. Oh. Come on! How did that not count? That should have counted. Oh, there we go. We got it now. Had to press A at the right time now, and... Oh, gotta avoid that laser. There we go. After like 3 tries, you're finished. And Trip seals the dragon back in the egg. Yeah, we did it. We defeated the Ender Dragon and got the Ender Egg. I think Knuckles would be there since he was there. They were doing the fight. But oh well. Then, yeah, this time I'll actually play out the credits and won't skip through them. So, yeah, and give my thoughts on the game. And so, yeah, it was Supersonic about this whole fight here, and let's fly around and get balloons. So, I guess I'll say this. Main game is pretty great. That's before I give my thoughts and anything else. Because the main game I think is great. Because sure, some of the boss fights are a bit annoying, especially the final boss fight of the main game where there's no checkpoint for the second phase, but it's not the worst thing out there in this game. I'll give it that. But extra stuff like Trip Story, it's okay. It's okay. It's not something I would desire myself to replay. So, like maybe like every now and then I would, but of course that's not saying much because I've only played it once back when it first came out, and then again for this Let's Play. But I may try it again in a later year. Who knows? And the last story, the Supersonic boss fight for the most part, it's okay. I just think the last hit's not clear on what you're supposed to do with hitting those rocks. Because you have to tap A at like the right time with the lock-on cursor in order to get the hits in. In which I think it should be that's a little dumb. That if you can't hold it, it doesn't make a difference. Since I definitely feel like that final boss should have more rings given to you during the fight, because your otherwise your priorities are just too focused on the rings, which you can get over 100, which I did cut to show you briefly getting 100. But I also think it's dumb that it just stops giving you rings at the end of the fight there, or for the last hit, with the exception of Tails and Knuckles flying by. But yeah, main game is great. I really do really enjoy the main game. And in fact, this is easily a game that is a great one if you don't 100% it. And so, honestly, if I recommend this game, I just recommend play the main game. You don't need to play the Trip story or the last story. So, especially so you don't have to suffer through those final boss of Trip story, or or the Supersonic boss fight. Alright, but yeah. And Sega did even acknowledge like a few months back that this game was a disappointment, which honestly I can kind of see that, but at the same time I don't think it's like a major disappointment compared to like Colors Ultimate or something like that, because at least the main game itself is fine for what it is, fun for what it is. No, I can accept the main game as being enjoyable. Well, but yeah, I do like all the new. This is a game was made by Naoto Oshima, the original character designer of Sonic. I hope he comes around and makes another Sonic game in the future. So yeah, who knows? He probably will. Oh, and hey, I do like all the originality put in this stage, where there's no green hill, no chemical plant, no anything. It's all original zones here. And an original special stage, so yeah, that's great. And so Sonic Superstars, I would recommend it just for the main game alone. Well, and maybe even the multiplayer, which I will want to show that multiplayer off, but unfortunately I won't have anyone with me to do it with, but I can still do it by myself. Yeah, but yeah. And Trip, I do like I came to really like Trip here, and yeah, I do think this game definitely does some things better than Mania. Like, I do think the difficulty is better than, it's a little bit more harder than Mania's. I definitely think this game does a better job at conveying its story more than Mania, in the game that is. And I definitely like the look of this more than Mania's look. Well, that could just, it's hard to beat the classic look, but yeah, for this game here, they did a good job making it look like a modern take on a classic game. And yeah, and as for the next Let's Play, I mentioned this in a previous video, but I mentioned it here, is Luigi's Mansion, because yeah, I wanted to redo my Let's Play on that game, and yeah, I did record the whole thing back in late August and early September, so it's been on the back of my mind for a while, but so I want to get that out of the way. And as for what will be next, I don't know. Part of me's leaning more doing Saints Row 3, but I was also thinking about doing maybe the Madagascar video game, but I'll figure it out. That's something I'll figure out. But yeah, of course I haven't tried this game multiplayer yet, so or like the main game co-op, but I'll have to do. But that's something I could probably experience on my own time. But I'll get more into that in the bonus video, because I will have a bonus video going over the multiplayer, a couple other things as well. So who knows? Will it be on one video or two? But it really just depends. But of course, before Luigi's Mansion, I do have another collection video that I'll be doing. That'll be on something that's turning 80 years old in just a few days. So what will it be exactly? But I won't say anything yet, and I'll just leave it up, have it up as a surprise. I may have the premiere up and ready to go by the time this goes up, but who knows? It'll probably be after the bonus video, honestly. But yeah, and if we do get another game that's like this, made by RSS, that's like called like Sonic the Hedgehog 7 or something, I'm cool with that. And who knows? Hopefully they can improve on some things from this here, like take what worked in here and improve on it, like make the boss fights shorter and easier, and if you're gonna be long, add checkpoints in them for after each phase, because then you got, because like all the stuff before you could have fixed in this, but all the issues you could have had in this game, Sega, you could have fixed, but you chose not to. You patched out some other stuff, which I don't know what was patched out or not, but what got patched or not, but I don't know. That's something I could probably look into. And yeah, so just going through the remaining balloons here, and then that'll be it. That's so yeah, and I do think the one act zones are pretty cool, but I would still kind of like a second act for some of them, and hey, if they even bring back more character acts, I'm fine with that. I'm cool with that. Because I think it's cool giving like an exclusive zone designed for a character here. But yeah, and still can't even get over the fact that I beat the final boss of Trip Story on my first try, which that's something I don't think I'm gonna top. But hey, if you were to ask me like, hey, could I beat the final boss of Trip Story for you? I guess I'd probably if you were asking me that like before this Let's Play here, I would have said no. But if you asked me like now, honestly, I probably would do it for you. Heck, I would even do it for free. You wouldn't have to pay me. But I would I do appreciate it though. But yeah, I would still do it for free if you asked me to. But yeah, my original plan for that final boss of Trip Story's final boss was to do one attempt at it. That if I failed, then I would just start the next episode on that, and then see how many tries it would take me, and then go on to the final boss, the last story, and finish the game. That would have been the plan if I didn't do it in one go. But yeah, I managed to, and look where we are now, at the end of the credits, and I definitely had a good time with this game. Definitely still some achievements I like to get unlocked, because I haven't gotten all of them yet, but that's something I'll work towards on my own time. And who knows, maybe I'll have all the achievements unlocked by the time this video goes up. But who knows. I didn't get the last balloon. Screw the yellow balloon. And how many medals did we get? 11. One away from 12. And it just kicked me back to the beginning, to the title screen here with the opening cutscene. And I mentioned this, but I did mention this already, but yeah, the opening cutscene here, it was missing music in the first episode because I got a copyright claim from it, so I just had to mute it, unfortunately. I probably could have just cut it out. Should have just cut it out and just saved it for this. Well, we'll talk over it where it's not likely to get a copyright claim on this. But, oh well. And, yeah. We'll watch this opening cutscene here, and then I guess that'll be it. And and I also have a clip. Remembered something from seeing this part of the cutscene. Reminded me I have a little something I want to show, and I have to remember to show in a bonus video. But hopefully I do remember it. If not, then I'll just make a post mentioning what it is. But yeah, of course I'll wait till next time. And here we've completed the game here. So yeah, that's good and all. So yeah, that'll be it. So now see you all. So next time on Sonic Superstars, we shall go over the bonus stuff, like some things I missed in story mode, battle mode here, and then if not that. And if you guys don't want to stick around for the bonus video, then we'll go on to Luigi's Mansion next. So I'll see you all next time.